A Lamoga spa break package, it may take a while. Only 3 people at a time are allowed in the enclosure. Lemur encounters have been a part of the park's educational and fundraising program for several years. Ring-tailed lemurs are endangered in the wild, and Lamoga helps raise awareness of the threat the animals face. People who've taken a yoga session with the lemurs say it's the best class they've ever taken. Studies have shown that meditation with lemurs and other animals help people relax and connect with nature. Besides, who wouldn't want to hang out with a lemur?
And that's this week's edition of the News Hounds Now Update. Really are.
It'll be fun. All right, that's our time for now. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend, everybody. News 3 at 5 starts right now.
And right now at 5, a live look at the Senator Bernie Sanders rally in Madison. The presidential hopeful scheduled to take the stage at any moment.
WISC-TV has confirmed it is buying a building in downtown Madison. Where it is and what the company plans to do with it straight ahead.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 5.
Thanks for staying with us, everyone, at 5. Those stories are coming up in just a few minutes. But first, 2 15-year-old boys have been arrested for an alleged sexual assault that happened at Madison East High School.
A 15-year-old student, a female, said she was assaulted by the boys after school Wednesday. Our Amanda Quintana is live at East High School with the very latest. Amanda?
Yes, well, that second boy was arrested this morning by a school resource officer. The alleged sexual assault happened on a Wednesday after school at about 4 o'clock in a bathroom here inside East High School. The 15-year-old girl then told the resource officer about it on Thursday. The first suspect was arrested that night. Both boys are facing charges for second-degree sexual assault of a child. The principal sent out a letter to parents today saying the school is fully supporting the victim and her family, but parents want to see more done than that.
It seems to me as though something has to be done. The school needs to clean up its act. They have to be given the authority to do what they need to do to solve the problem, and they can't do nothing. Something has to be done.
Other parents I spoke to said this could happen to anyone's daughter. One father who has a daughter here at East High says he really feels for the parents of that girl involved because this is something that parents worry about all the time, and they just hope that it is not their daughter that this happens to.
Amanda Quintana live at Madison East High School. Amanda, thank you. 911 services have now been restored in parts of Dane and Sauk counties after an hours-long outage this afternoon. An AT&T service issue caused the service to go out to thousands of customers, but within the last hour, crews say they have fixed the problem.
Hopefully you heard the statewide tornado drill today. The sirens went off at 1:45 this afternoon. They continued for about 15 minutes. This is the state's chance to test and potentially fix any issues with the warning system as we enter the severe weather season. A second test will be conducted at 6:45 tonight, but Dane County will not participate. The drill was initially going to be held yesterday, but was delayed because of the potential for severe weather.
Well, let's get a look at our first alert forecast now. Meteorologist Dave Caulfield joining us from the backyard weather patio. Dave?
Well, Eric, we may have to rename the name of this state to Wisconsin because of the straight line winds that we've been experiencing today. Gusts of upwards of 40 miles per hour in some spots. Cloudy, raw, chilly today. A live look in Madison at those cloudy skies on the WISC-TV Skycam. Doppler track showing really any snowflakes staying mostly to the north and west. Really not much to worry about as I see a few flurries coming down on the weather patio right now. Again, not going to impact us all that much. I think we stay dry as we head into tomorrow. Temperatures right now are in the upper 30s in Madison, lower 40s in Janesville. Winds still very blustery at about 30 to 40 miles per hour. They'll get slightly better as we get into this evening, and then by tomorrow, those winds will diminish. It feels like the upper 20s and low 30s across southern Wisconsin this early evening. The day planner, as we head into the next few hours, temperatures are staying in the upper 30s across the area, and it will still be breezy and chilly. We'll talk about when the sunshine could return in your first alert forecast in just a few minutes.
Dave, thank you. Vermont Senator, presidential hopeful Bernie Sanders is fighting this weather right now.
Rose Schmidt joins us live from James Madison Park along a chilly Lake Mendota. Rose?
Yes, well, this crowd is really made up of a lot of younger people, including UW-Madison students. You can see that there's a band up there, and they are really getting this crowd ready to go. Now, the younger demographic is really one that Bernie Sanders seems to have captured, as you may remember from his last run at president. He's stopping by Madison tonight as part of his Midwest campaign swing, in which he will hit states that are pivotal in 2020, like Wisconsin, and neighbors like Michigan. The latest numbers out this week from the Marquette Law School poll show Sanders is the top choice among Democratic candidates in the Badger State, with Joe Biden and Elizabeth Warren right behind Sanders. People here tell me they're not surprised he's ahead in a state he carried in the 2016 Democratic primary.
People understand, he has a message that resonates with a lot of people, and I think I'm happy. I love it. I think it's great.
Sanders is set to start speaking at 5:30 tonight, and the people in this crowd tell me they are really ready to hear what he has to say. He's the third Democratic presidential hopeful to come through Wisconsin this year, right after Beto O'Rourke and Amy Klobuchar. Back to you.
Rose Schmidt at James Madison Park for tonight's Bernie Sanders rally. Rose, thank you. The Merrimack Ferry also impacted by the weather today. It closed down this afternoon due to high winds. It just opened for the season a few days ago, but has already been closed for parts of the last 2 days.
Foxconn is moving into Madison. The company's director of U.S. Strategic Initiatives said it is buying the BMO Harris Bank on West Main Street. That's right along the Capitol Square. They would not disclose how much the building is costing them, and even said the deal is still imminent. They are confident, however, they will close the deal. Jamie Perez joins us now with more details on this. Jamie?
That's right. Well, they're saying that this is all in an effort to continue a process that allows everyone involved to be successful. But the Foxconn brand has faced some scrutiny in the past, some wondering about the progress on all of the buildings they've already purchased around Wisconsin that many assume are sitting there empty. We asked about that today, on top of what the plans going forward will be for their new spot right here in Madison. This building has been called a hallmark of downtown Madison, and soon it will be home to a Foxconn place once a deal between the two companies is finalized.
This deal for me was really a bit of a no-brainer.
David Casper is the CEO and chair of BMO Harris Bank. He said the deal is not yet closed, but said he's confident his building will be utilized.
Look, they wouldn't do this if they didn't have a plan, and I'm confident that they do.
Foxconn is partnering with BMO Harris Bank and UW-Madison on the future plans for this spot. They promised $100 million to the university to build an on-campus location to provide opportunities for faculty and students. But Foxconn has faced some scrutiny in the past, with some saying the buildings they buy sit empty with no progress to be seen. We asked Foxconn's director of U.S. Strategic Initiatives how he can assure these plans will follow through.
I appreciate you worrying about these empty buildings. I can assure you they are not empty, but we also don't want people to climb up on trees and look over to make sure that we have occupancy. We don't actually make an effort to acquire buildings to leave them empty. We do have a plan. We actually would make sure that the buildings are adequate and well equipped before we move people in.
While he wasn't able to answer what a timeline looks like for this building, Dr. Young said their Mount Pleasant production will be up and running by the end of 2020. Should the plans for this building pan out, this would be the largest industrial research project in the history of the UW.
Foxconn Place Madison will expand opportunities for our students and spark technological advancements with our faculty and researchers, and we're thrilled that it is becoming a reality.
Dr. Young also said this building will serve as a hub for research, science, and technology, but as mentioned before, a deal has not officially been closed just yet. Dr. Young said in the coming months, there will be more announcements made about their progress in these plans.
All right, Jamie Perez reporting. Jamie, thank you.
Thank you, Jamie. Janesville police say they were able to make an arrest with the help of a drone earlier this week. Today, the department released the video, which shows them using night vision to find and capture Ryan Weaver, who was wanted for retail theft and violating his parole. Police say the drone allows them to keep officers safe. We'll hear from Deputy Chief Terry Sheridan tonight on News 3 Now at 10.
Green Bay Packers legend Forrest Gregg has passed away. Gregg starred at tackle and guard for the mighty Packers teams of the 1960s. Green Bay legendary coach Vince Lombardi said of Gregg, "He's the best player I ever coached." And Greg will go down as one of the best offensive linemen in NFL history. He started his NFL career back in 1956, played a final season with the Cowboys in 1971, and many of you recall he later served as head coach of the Green Bay Packers from 1984 to 1987. Forrest Gregg was 85 years old. After much anticipation over the past few days, the Milwaukee River turned green this morning. The dyeing process was a collaboration between the Milwaukee Department of Works, the state DNR, and the Plumbers Union to honor the playoff-bound Bucks, who have the best record in the East. The Milwaukee Bucks' first playoff game Sunday at 6 p.m. It'll be against the Detroit Pistons at Fiserv Forum.
And a warning ahead of that game. The Better Business Bureau says scammers target playoff games. So some signs to look out for include low prices on unbelievable seats, third-party sellers with no guarantees, and phony websites that are similar to legitimate ones. The release said avoid Craigslist and make sure that websites are secure. The annual Midwest Horse Fair is going on in Madison right now, kicking off its 2019 season. The Sheriff's Department says if you're going to be traveling near the Alliant Energy Center this weekend, expect delays. The annual event draws 60,000 people every year, making it the largest three-day horse fair in the country.
When we come back, a scary situation in Minneapolis today. Police say a man either pushed or threw a 5-year-old child off a balcony. We will have an update on this alarming investigation.
Plus, President Trump says he is considering the release of detained migrants to sanctuary cities across the country. His explanation when we come back. Welcome back, everyone. A terrifying incident at the Mall of America has left a 5-year-old child in the hospital with critical injuries.
Authorities say a man either pushed or threw the child from a third-floor balcony. Emergency crews performed CPR moments after the fall. Police are now questioning a 24-year-old man who they say took off running immediately after that incident but was later located inside the mall.
At this time, we do not believe there is a relationship between the suspect and the child or the family of the child.
Now, authorities are calling the incident isolated. They say there is no threat to the public. Parts of the Mall of America remain closed as police conduct their investigation.
Tough new gun laws took effect in New Zealand today, less than a month after a pair of mosque shootings killed 50 people. The country wasted no time banning military-style weapons, the types of guns used in the deadliest mass shooting in the country's history. Starting today, all types of semi-automatic weapons and assault rifles are outlawed in New Zealand. Police expect tens of thousands of guns to be surrendered in a buyback program. Anyone found with a banned weapon faces a penalty of up to 5 years in prison. Faster internet and cell service could be a step closer to reality after an announcement at the White House today. President Trump announced new steps that he says will allow America to win the race to 5G. He was joined by the head of the Federal Communications Commission. The agency is auctioning off 5G spectrum airwaves to phone providers in December and creating a nearly $20 billion fund to expand high-speed broadband in rural areas.
Secure 5G networks will absolutely be a vital link to America's prosperity and national security in the 21st century. The race to 5G is a race America must win.
Phone providers like AT&T and Verizon already have new 5G towers set up in larger cities, and the first phones to carry 5G are now hitting the market. The White House says 5G will give phones speeds of up to 100 times faster than current 4G networks. The new technology could also open up some new industries.
President Trump may send migrants detained at the border to sanctuary cities like San Francisco or Seattle. It's an idea that had reportedly been rejected twice by Homeland Security officials. CBS's Natalie Brand reports.
President Trump now says his administration is weighing a proposal to send detained migrants to so-called sanctuary cities tied to the president's political opponents. Mr. Trump tweeted, "Due to the fact that Democrats are unwilling to change our very dangerous immigration laws, we are indeed, as reported, giving strong considerations to placing illegal immigrants in sanctuary cities only." The plan had first been reported by the Washington Post, which said that in the last 6 months, the White House twice proposed sending migrants to, quote, places where local authorities have refused to hand over illegal immigrants for deportation. Before the president's tweet, the White House confirmed the idea was floated but then rejected, no longer under consideration. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi calls the idea disrespectful.
It's just another notion that is unworthy of the presidency of the United States.
The proposal reportedly first emerged in November as a large caravan of Central American migrants made its way towards the U.S.-Mexico border. The plan was apparently revived in February, but ultimately rejected by immigration officials. The president did not provide a timetable on if and when he would move the migrants, but in his tweet, he said it would make Democrats, quote, very happy. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Let's get a look now at the weekend forecast. It's going to be a chilly one, Dave.
Yeah, chilly overall, especially as we head into Sunday, Susan. A little bit of sunshine comes back for tomorrow, so there are good parts of this forecast. But today has been chilly, it's been raw, it's been cloudy. This large low pressure system continuing to affect the upper Midwest. Not much in the way of precipitation today, which is good news, but the clouds, you can see just how expansive this storm is. They've stuck around for much of the day. The snow, though, and the mixed precipitation really limited to spots north and west of southern Wisconsin for much of the day. Although when I was outside a few minutes ago, I did see a few flurries. That's about it. Nothing significant in the world of precipitation coming our way as we get into tonight. So a quieter radar, which is good news because we still do have one tornado test warning, a test tornado warning, I should say, scheduled for 6:45. So that's the second test of the day for this statewide tornado drill. Now is the time to practice that plan before the severe weather hits. So it's a good idea tonight to maybe put some of those actions in your severe weather plan into action and make sure that severe weather kit is stocked. So also a good time to kind of review what we mean when we talk about tornadoes. We are talking about rotating updrafts into a thunderstorm, a funnel-shaped cloud. It can be transparent sometimes. It also could have a gray or a white color. Wind speeds of less than 65 miles per hour, but they've also been recorded more than 300 miles per hour. So really a wide variety of wind speeds there, mostly moving southwest to northeast, and they could be stationary or they could be moving with the storm at about 70 miles per hour. So it really just depends on the individual system. If you want to learn more about severe weather safety and just more about severe weather in general, head out to Madison College tomorrow. You can see me and the entire team as a part of Dark Skies. That's from 8:30 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon. Dr. Uccellini, the director of the National Weather Service, is the keynote speaker there, so you won't want to miss that. I'm not going to miss the cloudy skies when they get out of here later on tonight, but that's what we're still dealing with in Platteville and in Madison on the Edgewater Skycam. The almanac for today, 43, about 15 degrees below where we should be for this time of year. Right now, we're in the upper 30s and actually feels a little bit closer to 30 degrees. With these very blustery winds out of the south and west at about 15 to 25 miles per hour, gusting still at about 30 to 40 miles per hour. It will still be breezy as we get into tonight, though, becoming partly cloudy with temperatures near 30. On future track, not too much falling from the sky over the next couple of days. We will see partly sunny skies as we get into Saturday, highs in the mid to upper 40s, but then we'll get chillier with the chance of some rain and snow showers on Sunday. No accumulation expected there. And the good news is I do think we will get better in the wind department as we get into Saturday afternoon. So a quick look at that 10-day forecast. Temperatures in the low 50s with partly sunny skies on Monday, and then we do get the return of some April showers by the time we get to Wednesday, Thursday, and the first part of Friday. Right now, at least, Easter Sunday is looking very nice with temperatures in the mid-60s. So let's take a look at your first alert traffic update, a live look at Park Street and the Beltline. We are noticing some slow go eastbound, as you might expect for this time of day. No major accidents or incidents to report. Speeds on the Beltline anywhere from about 25 to 35 miles per hour. Stoughton Road not looking too bad. Same with Verona Road, but a little bit slow westbound John Nolan to Verona Road. That's 8 minutes with an average speed around 30 miles per hour. And that is your first alert traffic update.
All right, thanks, Dave.
Still ahead tonight, outbreaks of the measles continue to spread. Nearly 500 confirmed cases now in almost 20 states. We have an update on the efforts to contain it when we come back.
Uber has made it official, filing paperwork to go public on the New York Stock Exchange. The company revealed it lost almost $2 billion last year, an unprecedented sum for a company about to go public. The company operates in countries all across the world and may be worth upwards of $100 billion. It comes after Lyft, its U.S. rival, went public last month. Well, it is being called a public health crisis.
Outbreaks of the measles continue to spread, with more states reporting cases of the highly contagious disease. Mark Liverman has more from one New York community struggling to contain an outbreak.
Lincoln Andrews is getting the measles, mumps, rubella vaccine. The 4-year-old is on schedule for his vaccine, but his little sister Lila got her MMR shot a few weeks ago at 6 months old, months earlier than usual.
Obviously, I'm concerned. I have young children, so I'm just glad she's at an age where she can actually get the vaccine now.
The Andrews family lives in New York's Rockland County, where one of the largest measles outbreaks in the country is happening right now and spreading. Nationwide, 465 cases have been reported in 19 states so far this year, the second highest number since the disease was declared eliminated in 2000. The New York cases have occurred mostly among unvaccinated people in Orthodox Jewish communities.
A vaccine that has...
Pediatrician Dr. Alana Levine says her office is educating concerned parents.
It's probably one of the most contagious viruses out there. If you've been in a room with somebody who's had the measles, you have a 90% chance of getting the measles if you haven't been properly immunized.
Health officials are holding free clinics like this one around Rockland County to try to encourage people to get the vaccine.
What we really need is for parents to get their kids vaccinated on time according to the recommended schedule so that we can protect patients who are too young or too sick to be vaccinated. Have a seat, sir.
Sure. Benjamin Bodenheim came to the clinic because he's not sure if he's fully vaccinated against the measles.
I'm going away for Passover, so as a precaution, I am actually just getting another shot, even though I may have gotten the second shot.
He says he's not taking any chances in the middle of this outbreak. Mark Liverman, CBS News, Muncie, New York.
The 2 doses of the MMR vaccine are said to be 97% effective against measles.
Final check of the weekend weather when we come back.
Here's a look at some of the stories we are working on tonight. The president says he may release immigrants into sanctuary cities. One of the Miracle 16 answers his last call. We will speak with a 9/11 survivor who rushed back into a building to save his brothers. And Steve Hartman with a 12-year-old filling your heart one pothole at a time. Tonight on the CBS Evening News.
And it's going to be a cold weekend.
Yeah, chilly overall with temperatures staying in the 40s at best, especially as we head into Sunday. Right now in the upper 30s, but with that wind, it has not felt really close to 40 degrees all day. It's felt more like the upper 20s, still gusting at about 35 to 40 miles per hour. Still breezy tonight, becoming partly cloudy with temperatures near 30. The good news is we'll see a little bit of sunshine tomorrow with highs in the mid to upper 40s, but then some more rain and snow showers possible on Sunday. As we get into Monday, we're back into the low 50s, partly sunny skies. We peak into the 60s Tuesday with a few raindrops possible, some more rain on Wednesday, Thursday, and for the first part of Friday. At this point, Easter Sunday looking very nice with temperatures in the mid-60s.
You've got a 70 on there.
Yes, and warmer weather on the way towards the end of this month.
All right, we'll have more updates in 30 minutes on News 3 Now at 6. The CBS Evening News is next.